and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group, youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Sydney ends its COVID-19 lockdown. More curbs will be relaxed in late October, once the state reaches 80% of the population aged 16 and over being fully vaccinated. However, the unvaccinated will have to wait until December 1 to enjoy any of the new freedoms. Sydney, Australia eases restrictions after hitting a 70% of eligible population vaccination target. New South Wales has relaxed a number of restrictions for the fully vaccinated residents. Fully vaccinated people can gather in groups of 10 indoors, or groups of 30 outdoors, while groups of 100 allowed to attend weddings and funerals. After hitting a targeted 70% of the eligible population being fully vaccinated, Australia's largest city, Sydney, has ended its almost 4-month COVID-19 lockdown today. New NSW Premier Dominic Perrottet. The state of New South Wales and its capital city of Sydney have relaxed a number of restrictions for only the fully vaccinated, including allowing visits to other households and access to restaurants, retail stores, cinemas and gyms that open with strict density caps in place. I say to everyone today, New South Wales, you have earned it, the state's Premier Dominic Perrottet declared. Under the relaxed restrictions, fully vaccinated people can gather in groups of 10 in homes or 30 outdoors, while groups of 100 can attend weddings and funerals. Those in the Greater Sydney area will also be able to travel beyond their local council boundary or 5 kilometers from their homes for the first time since August. More curbs will be relaxed in late October, once the state reaches 80% of the population aged 16 and over being fully vaccinated. However, the unvaccinated will have to wait until December 1 to enjoy any of the new freedoms. The community has done a fantastic job to reach the 70% double dose target, but we must keep going. We want to get to as close to 100% double vaccination as possible to keep everyone safe, New South Wales's Health Minister Brad Hazzard said in a statement. The move makes New South Wales the first Australian state to exit lockdown without eliminating community transmission of the virus, after an outbreak of the Delta variant in June dashed hopes of continuing the successful elimination strategy Australia has pursued for most of the pandemic since early 2020. The state has seen a clear downtrend in the number of new cases, reporting 496 new infections and 8 deaths in the latest 24-hour period on Monday. Melbourne, Australia's second-largest city, is expected to follow New South Wales's suit shortly to lift a weeks-long lockdown in the state of Victoria once the 70% vaccination threshold is reached, despite seeing a record 1,965 daily cases on Saturday, the highest daily figure in Australia since the pandemic began. As vaccination levels increase, Australia is looking toward transitioning to living with the virus. The government plans to lift restrictions in stages on Australian travellers returning home on condition that the country hits inoculation rates of 70 and 80% and eventually on all international travellers. Several states and territories with fewer or no infections, however, are reluctant to follow the national plan, vowing to keep their borders closed until they reach an indeterminate percentage above 80%. Officials in the states of West Australia and Queensland, which have so far managed to avoid any major outbreaks of the Delta variant, will be watching New South Wales and Victoria closely as they chart the path toward living with the virus. Australia's number of COVID-19 infections and deaths remain relatively low, with around 127,500 cases and 1,440 deaths since the pandemic began. Some 62% of the population aged 16 and over has been fully vaccinated, while 82.2% have received the first dose.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.